Okie dokie boys and girls, it is day 29 of Calisthenics Endurance, and if you want to increase your planche hold but you're short on time, then please keep watching this video, because today's workout took me 23 minutes and it's a workout I will do about every 4 days. Now, when it comes to the workout, like I said, it's to increase your planche hold, and so what I start with is, aside from a general warm-up, I am continuing my warm-up with very specific training, which is the planche press itself. Except I do it in a very light manner so that I don't force my body to, use all of its power in the beginning when I'm still a bit cold. I basically do these presses until I'm feeling very warm, and so even though my rest time is quite short, I'm resting about 1 to 2 minutes in between these presses. I am not getting that tired because it's not that intense, but that's the entire point, I want to train for holds, and these presses act as like a great way to activate all of the muscles while also getting some time under tension for the planche. And so if you're a beginner and you're still doing the lean planche or the tuck planche and you cannot do planche presses with a band in straddle planche, for example, yet, well, then I would suggest start with lean planche presses, or just start with holds, right? Do lighter holds and do more hold sets in general, because what I'm about to do after these presses is 3 sets of holds, and I'm trying to do them quite intensely. On the first set, I have perhaps 2 to 4 seconds left in my tank when I stop the hold, and then as the sets progress, right, I'm taking 2 minutes of rest again, somewhere around that. As the sets progress, it will be more and more difficult. So set number 2, again, I did 10 seconds. That's kind of what I was capable of this day. Sometimes it will be less, sometimes it will be more. Although I should say, try to aim for at least 5 seconds, in my opinion. Aside from, unless you're doing attempts in your training, but most of the time, try to aim for 5 seconds or more. Anyway, I was doing this, and set number 2 was quite difficult, right? I had less reserve because I was getting tired. And then set number 3 was, well, kind of an all-out max, or quite close to it, perhaps 90 to 95%. And so these holds are quite intense, but I think that will work, in your favor when you're resting plenty in between workouts. Like I said, I am doing this workout every 4 days, so there's 3 days in between where I'm doing other stuff and not training the planche, and so I can rest. And all of these sets together, I think I did 6 or 7. Oh, damn it. I have brain rot. Well, I did around that much sets, perhaps 8, I forgot. But basically the point is, I was doing the planche presses, and then when I felt hey, this is kind of, where I'm learning the technique, but also it's a turning point for how tired I'm feeling, that's when I went onto the presses. And so my system was primed, I had the technique of the planche in me, and I still had quite a lot of power left, and that's where, the greatest performance is able to be done. And so once you're done with that, I just like to finish it with a couple finisher sets, and I did planche push-ups, right? I did not do any more holds. It would be an option, but what I like to do is get some dynamics in, and you can do it with a planche press as well, but in this case what I did today is some planche push-ups. I tried some straddle planche push-ups. Those were quite bad, to be honest, but then I went on to a different variation of the planche. I was doing pronated all the way up until then, but supinated is my weak spot, so I figured let's hit some weak spots. This is what your finisher sets are for, You try to do some longer sets, you try to hit your weak spots, you try to get a bit of a different stimulus from your main sets, right? You already did the main work in your main sets. Now you're just trying to finish off your workout, trying to, get that extra stimuli. And so doing a bit of a different set, whether it's a different execution of the same exercise or a different exercise altogether, doing it for more reps or more time under tension, and burning out your shoulders and your biceps a little bit, I think it will add to the workout, and it will keep your tendons healthy as well. So that's kind of the approach I'm doing. And once I was done with this workout, it took me 23 minutes.